Real power is when you feel everything, but react to nothing. Think about how often your day gets thrown off because of one text, one comment, or one wrong tone. You were fine, and suddenly your whole mood changes. That's not just stress, that's emotion leading your life. And if you don't stop it, it keeps happening. You say things you don't mean, you do things that don't help. You hurt people or you hurt yourself, not because you're a bad person, but because you never learned how to pause. This isn't about ignoring your feelings, it's about learning how to lead them. It's about being able to sit in the middle of a storm and still choose your next move with clarity. When you master the power of not reacting, everything changes. You stay calm, you stay clear, you protect your energy. That's what this is about, how to stop letting emotions take over and finally lead your life with strength. Chapter 1. Face the urge to react without needing to obey. You're going to face moments in life that shake you. Moments when something someone says hits you hard, when someone's tone sounds disrespectful, when a message you didn't expect shows up and stirs something in you. In those exact moments, something inside you wants to react. You feel it in your chest, maybe in your throat, maybe even in your hand. It builds up fast, and the first thing your emotions want is a reaction. But here's the truth. Just because the urge is there doesn't mean you have to follow it. You can feel the tension rise and still not act on it. That's the start of real power. That's when you begin to gain control over your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. See, the world doesn't teach us how to pause. It teaches us to respond quickly, to defend ourselves, to speak up when we feel challenged, to prove we're right, to fire back if we're hurt. And that's why so many people stay stuck. They live their whole lives obeying every single emotional impulse they feel. They think their emotions are the truth. But emotions are not facts. They're signals, and signals are meant to be read, not obeyed. There is a space, a very small one, between the emotion you feel and the action you take. Most people ignore that space. Strong people train themselves to use it the moment something upsets you. There's a split second where you feel the heat, you feel the tension, your thoughts start racing, and in that split second, you have a choice. You can act on the feeling, or you can face the urge, observe it, and not give in. That's what self-control is. It's not about not feeling anything. It's about not being controlled by everything you feel. You have to train your mind to ask the right question in that moment. Not, how do I respond, but do I even need to respond? Not, what should I say back, but is this worth my energy at all? When someone says something offensive, you don't have to answer them. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you don't have to defend yourself. When someone pushes your buttons, you don't have to let them win. And most importantly, when your emotions scream for attention, you don't have to give them the final say. You are not weak for feeling angry. You are not wrong for feeling hurt. Those are real human emotions. But you're stronger when you don't let those emotions run your behavior. Reacting out of emotion gives power to everything around you. Choosing not to react gives power back to you. Now here's the key. You can train this. You can build this like a muscle, but it takes work. It takes awareness. You can start with small things. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a message online feels disrespectful, when someone talks down to you, feel the emotion rise, but don't obey it. Just sit with it for a moment. Let it be there. Don't run from it. Don't fight it. Just notice it. Feel it fully. Then choose your next move with purpose. That's how real control begins. Not with big dramatic changes, but with small moments of self-awareness. You will feel the need to react. You will feel the pull, but you are not your emotions. You are not your reactions. You are the one watching it all unfold. And that means you're the one who can make a different choice. So many people ruin their peace over things they could have ignored. They argue with people they could have walked away from. They explain themselves to people who already made up their minds. They react out of fear, pride, anger, or insecurity, and all it does is keep them stuck in a loop. A loop where every emotion leads to action, and every action leads to regret. But when you break that loop, when you start facing the urge to react without giving in, you step into a different kind of life. A life where you stay calm under pressure. A life where you walk away with dignity. A life where your peace becomes more important than being right. There is no strength in being loud. There is no strength in being quick to anger. There is strength in knowing how you feel and still choosing not to lose yourself in it. That kind of strength takes practice. It takes patience. But it pays off in every area of your life. You will have better relationships because you're no longer overreacting to small things. You will have more confidence because you're no longer emotionally controlled by other people. You'll think more clearly. You'll act more intentionally. You'll say less and mean more. You'll feel proud of how you handle difficult people. You'll be calm in situations that used to shake you. You'll be still when everything around you is noisy, and people will notice. People respect those who don't react to everything, because it shows maturity, it shows growth, it shows real leadership. And you don't need to be perfect at it. You just need to practice it every day. Maybe today you hold your tongue during an argument. Maybe tomorrow you pause for 5 seconds before you reply. Maybe the next day you walk away instead of staying in the drama. These small wins matter. Every time you choose not to react, you're getting stronger. It's easy to explode. It's easy to lash out. But staying calm, that's real discipline. And discipline is what builds the kind of life most people wish they had. A life where you're no longer controlled by what happens around you, because you've mastered what's happening inside of you. Don't be the person who reacts to everything. Be the one who chooses, the one who decides, the one who keeps control. That's what emotional maturity looks like. That's what real self-respect feels like. It's not about winning every argument. It's about walking away with your peace. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to respond to everything that offends you. You don't need to carry the weight of every emotional reaction. You're allowed to feel everything, but you are also allowed to rise above it. The urge to react will always be there, but so will your ability to pause, to reflect, to breathe, to let things pass. And in that pause, in that choice, is where your power lives. You want to change your life? Start right there. Face the urge to react, look it in the eye, and say, "Not this time." That's strength. That's growth. That's how you win. Chapter 2. Let people feel wrong without fixing their view. One of the hardest things for people to do is to let someone believe something wrong about them and not try to fix it. Human beings are wired to want to be understood. We want to be seen clearly. We want to be heard and validated. We want to correct people when they get us wrong. But if you want to grow into a stronger and wiser version of yourself, you need to learn this one thing. Not every misunderstanding needs your time, your words, or your emotional energy. There are going to be people in your life who misunderstand you, people who twist your words, people who judge your actions without knowing your heart, people who assume the worst and never ask questions. And the natural pull is to jump in and explain yourself, to defend your side, to prove them wrong, to show them your intentions were pure. But what you have to understand is this: not everyone deserves that from you. Sometimes people aren't misunderstanding you because they don't know better. Sometimes they're misunderstanding you because it gives them power, or because they're committed to their version of you, or because they have no interest in understanding anything beyond their own view of the world. And trying to change those minds, it drains you. It eats at your peace. It turns your calm into conflict. And most of the time, it doesn't change anything. You don't owe everyone your explanation. You don't need to fix every opinion. If someone wants to see you as the problem, they will, no matter how well you explain your side. And here's what's even harder to accept. Some people feel more comfortable believing the wrong version of you because it fits their narrative, because it protects their ego, because it makes them feel right. And if that's the case, no amount of facts, honesty, or truth will change their mind. The only thing you'll be doing is wasting your time. When you let people feel wrong about you and walk away without defending yourself, that's not weakness, that's power. That's emotional maturity. That's choosing peace over ego. You're not abandoning the truth, you're protecting your energy. And in a world that constantly wants your reaction, protecting your energy is one of the most powerful things you can do. You have to ask yourself, why do I need them to understand me? Is it really going to change anything? Will their opinion of me affect my growth, my peace, or my future? And if the answer is no, you need to learn how to move forward without dragging their view of you with you. You're not responsible for the thoughts other people choose to live with. You're not here to convince everyone you're good. You're here to live with integrity and stay true to your values. You know who you are. You know what you meant. You know your heart. And that has to be enough. Because if you keep chasing the approval of people who misunderstand you, you'll never find rest. You'll always be performing, always explaining, always correcting, and slowly you'll start to lose parts of yourself in the process. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people. This doesn't mean you never clear things up when it truly matters. It means you learn to tell the difference between a conversation that brings clarity and one that just feeds drama. If someone is ready to listen, if they're coming from a place of openness, if they value the relationship, then sure, have the conversation, speak your truth. But if their mind is already made up, if they're looking to argue, if they're attached to being right, then don't waste your breath. Your peace is more important than someone else's approval. Your growth is more important than their opinion. Your time is more valuable than any argument designed to bring you down. Some people will never say sorry. Some people will never admit they got it wrong. And some people will rewrite the story to make you the villain, so they don't have to take responsibility